80% of cold email success just comes down to three main things, and I'll break down what they are here in the next few minutes. I've sent over 1 million cold emails, booked thousands of sales calls, and helped my clients close hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue by just sending cold emails on their behalf. I also coach over 70 people inside of my school community on cold email every single week. No fluff, no theory. Here's what's actually working with cold email in 2025. To make this super simple for you to follow, I've mapped everything out for you on a Miro board. So just follow along as I teach you how to build your own cold email system step by step. Okay, so what I'm going to teach you today is what I like to call the VOI method. And I'll explain what the VOI actually means, but essentially these are the three things that make up 80% of your success in cold email. First, let's start with the V. The V stands for volume. I'm sure you've heard Alex Ramosi say this, but he says volume negates luck. And this is absolutely true. The reason why, if you're making less than $1 million or even 10 million a year with their business, is because more people, they don't know what it is that you're selling, right? You're not putting yourself out there as much. So how you put yourself out there is by marketing, obviously, right? And with cold email, how you let more people know what you're actually selling is by just simply sending more volume, right? I'm not telling you to send out 1 million cold emails a month or anything crazy, or even 100,000. As long as you send anywhere between 500 to 1,000 cold emails every single day for your offer, you will be fine, because it adds up to about 10 to 20, maybe 30,000 on the higher end. But what this volume lets you do is it lets you test out multiple different offers, multiple different value propositions, and multiple lead magnets very, very fast. The way I like to explain this is, imagine you're running paid ads and you're spending like $300 a day on paid ads, or like $200 a day, but you have about 10 different ad creatives, 10 different offers for those ads. You'll quickly find what ad creatives work and what seems to book more calls if you have that much in ad spend, because you're simply just sending more, or you have more volume, right? And it's the same thing with cold emails. If you send out more messages a day, you will be able to find what works and what doesn't work. To give you an example, here's a client where we sent out about 900 emails each of this email sequence. And what ended up happening after 900 emails or so is that we found, okay, well, H is clearly outperforming G, so let's just double down on H and scale it. And what ended up happening after we doubled down on H is that our client here, he was able to get more proposals, more deals in the pipeline, and more calls booked. Simply because we tested different value propositions, found what worked for his service and for the industry we're targeting, and he's able to get more calls and basically close more deals. So this is the power of sending a lot of volume. You can just test out different stuff insanely fast, and you can find what works and what doesn't work. So if you do this, you will be in what I like to call the volume flywheel. So pretty much, this is a positive feedback loop for you. So you send volume, you test different scripts, different value propositions, and different offers. Then you find what works and you refine it, and then you go back to sending volume and different scripts and different offers. For example, if let's say your offer is SEO, right? And you're pitching, on one of your email campaigns, you're pitching leads. And the other email sequence, you're pitching calls. And you find that, okay, it looks like pitching leads is more valuable and it gets more people get enticed than pitching calls. So let me refine this and pitch leads, but pitch a different type of lead. What if it's like organic lead, or what if it's like a article lead? I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know exactly the SEO stuff, so excuse my terminology, but essentially you're just sending a lot of volume, trying out different stuff. Once you find what works, refine it and make it specific, and then go back to sending more volume. And you will literally be in a positive feedback loop of volume. So that is the first step, just sending a lot of volume. Now you might be like, okay, well, Arian, this sounds great, but like when I'm pitching out different offers and and I'm sending out all these emails, what do I even say? Don't worry, because I got you covered, because inside of my school community, I actually made an exclusive guide where it's basically 5 cold email scripts to help you book 10 to 20 calls every single month that you can use instantly. These scripts will basically help you test out different value propositions, test out different offers when you're sending out this massive amount of volume, so that you know what works and what doesn't work. If you want this guide, the link is in the bio, just join my school and you can get it. So that's the first step, volume. Second thing is O, which is offers. So it amazes me to this day how many people still get this wrong. Even with Alex Ramosi and coming out and talking about $100 million offers, people still get this wrong, even though they kind of already understand what it is. Most people at the end of the day, they don't have an offer, they have a commodity. So what I mean is, you're not selling your technical, your finance SaaS. You're selling maybe saving more time for the other company or saving more money for the other company by integrating all those different platforms into one, right? And most people, they stick to the commodity part. They don't really have like an end result or offer or benefits that somebody gets by using it, right? So what I want you to do, if you don't have an offer, is list out all the benefits that your ideal customer gets and mention them in your copy. You can also target the pains, like what does their day-to-day look like? What issues do they deal with? What are some of their desires that they may have? I want you to write all of this stuff down, literally all of it down, all of it. And if you don't know, just go to ChatGPT and ask it. Here's my ICP. Here's my ideal customer. Here's my service or my product. Here's my website. What are some potential benefits that this type of customer can get by working with me? And literally write it all down. Write it all down, because these are all good value propositions and offers that you can test, like I said here, with volume. So write all this down and then test it out and see what works. But to give you an example of this, and to give you an example of what a good offer and a bad offer sounds like, let me show you, right? A bad offer, a bad offer would be something like, we do SEO for you. If you go up to someone and say, we do SEO for you, what are they going to say? They're going to be like, okay, well, what does that do for me? What does your SEO do for me? A decent offer, it's okay, is we'll rank you number one on Google. If you go up to a roofer and you say that, they might be like, okay, well, I mean, sure, like that'd be cool, but I'm still not really seeing the bigger picture here. An irresistible offer would be, hey, we'll get you 10 to 20 leads every single month organically. That is a really good offer to where they'll be like, okay, well, I'm interested. How are you going to give me 10 to 20 leads every single month organically, right? The way you fulfill on this, the way you do this and actually deliver that result is the same. It's just SEO. But the way you're packaging and presenting it to these companies is different. You're not saying, I'm just going to do your SEO. You're saying, I'm going to give you 10 to 20 organic leads. And if you just say this, right, fundamentally, this SEO can get them this, but they don't see the bridge. They don't see how doing this can get them this. Oops. They don't see how doing the SEO can get them the 10 to 20 leads. But if you cut right to this, which is the 10 to 20 leads, they're not going to care how you do it. They'll just be like, okay, show me how, right? Because it's a very, very good offer. So, to give you another example, this is a law firm. This is a video company that was reaching out to law firms. And essentially, what we did, instead of saying like, we'll make you videos, we pretty much said this is our offer. Hey, Naeem, I saw the testimonial on how this guy got his visa by working with you. We help family and divorce law firms turn powerful client wins like these into videos that build trust and make future clients safe reaching out. You see what we did there? We didn't say, we'll just make you videos. We said, we first used the AI line to grab this, and then we connected it to the offer itself. And instead of just saying, we'll make a video about you like this, we just said, hey, we'll make videos for testimonials that you have on your website, and it will build trust and make future clients feel safe reaching out. We didn't just say, we'll make you videos. We literally did all this and put the end result that he wanted. This guy said, yes, please send me sample videos, and send him sample videos, and this guy booked a call with my client. So this stuff works. If you just have a good offer, you will be fine with cold email, because again, these are the things that make up 80% of a cold email. So that's the second step. The third step is I, which is the inbox. So you have to understand that this is really, really slept on. A lot of people, when they get started with cold email, they'll start sending out a lot of volume. Their offer might be dialed in, but after a few months, they're like, it's not really working for me. And when I talk to them, and when I coach them in my community, or when I'm speaking to clients who have done cold email in the past, I'll ask them like, okay, well, what went wrong? And they'll say, yeah, it's just like we were booking calls and it just went to shit after. And then I ask them, did you check your deliverability? Like, how's your domains? How's your email health and all that? And once I get them to pull up the domains and stuff, it's like 80% domain reputation score, warm-up score. And I'm like, no wonder, because you started off hot, you were doing good, you had a good offer, you were sending lots of volume, but you were going to spam, and no one's going to respond to spam. So that's why. So most people start in the inbox and end up in spam after a few weeks of sending cold emails because they're not following the best practices. If you want longevity and consistently booking calls every single month, just do this. Verify your leads using a verifier like Million Verifier or Dmounts. Diversify. Don't just send from Google accounts, send from Google and Outlook. Don't have spam words like 100% money back guarantee or buy now. By the way, Smart Lead, which is a tool that lets you send out cold emails, has a feature in there where when you're about to send out a cold email, you can check what spam words you have. Do HTML only, so don't have any links, do not have any images, don't have anything like that, just literally only text, and make it less than 75 words. I guarantee you, if you just follow these 5 practices, you will be fine. Like you will be fine. It's deliverability. You can go down a big rabbit hole on IP and servers and all that, but if you just follow these basic principles, you'll be fine. And to this day, I'm still shocked at how many people still face this issue. They start in the inbox. They have a lot of volume. They buy a lot of accounts. Their offer may be good, and they understand that. But then over time, after about 2 months or so of sending, they're like, yeah, all right, like we're not booking the same amount of calls. That first month with cold email, we booked 8 calls or 10 calls, and now we're not even booking any. Like, what happened? And I'll look at their email accounts and warm-up scores, and they'll be shit. They'll have like spam words. They'll have links in there. The email will be like 120 words, and I'm like, no wonder you're ending up in spam because you're not following the best cold email practices. So. You see how this is a whole sequence. First, start with the volume, buy a lot of accounts. Then start with the offers to test out different value propositions, and then make sure that when you're sending it out to consistently book calls, you are following these best practices so that you stay out of the spam folder. That is how you do it. Now, if you do want a full-on, in-depth deliverability guide, I also have another guide inside my school community, which is a bulletproof checklist to help you avoid spam to book more calls. Again, just join the school community. This is exclusive to my school. I go super in-depth in this. It goes over how to stay out of the spam folder. So that is the third step, which is inbox. So to kind of give you a summary of this, you basically need to follow these 3 steps to get 80% results with cold email. First, send more volume. There are literally almost no downsides to sending volumes. Unless you have a really small market, why would you not send a lot of volume? Number 2, fix your offer. It should make you stand out from your competition, and it should intrigue your prospect. Again, you're not selling your service or product, you're selling the end result that someone gets by working with you or by using your product. And then finally, stay in the inbox, because if you stay in the inbox, you'll consistently book calls. Once you have this and this down, and you want to consistently book calls, like 10, 20 calls every single month with cold email, not just the first month, if you stay in the inbox and you follow best deliverability guidelines, you'll literally have a machine of call booking, a call booking machine that is super cheap and sustainable, and actually gets you clients and customers. So that is a quick recap on how 80% of cold email results just come from those 3 main things. So if you are a B2B business that wants someone to do basically this for you and build out this entire cold email system for you, offer, scripts, leads, inbox setup, my agency literally does that. We handle everything and get you 5 to 12 qualified calls every single month, like we've done for dozens of these clients. So just click the link below to book a call to see if we're a good fit. Here's some results that we've gotten for some of our other clients. See Renee just closing a deal. See Jordan closing another deal. See Deepak closing a $13,000 and $20,000 deal. So thanks so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one.